Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. It is officially 2025 and I thought it would be fun to do a room tour. I haven't done a room tour in years, if I even have any on this channel. And this past year has been kind of a lot when it comes to my room. I moved from one room to this one, which was our living room, and I've now taking it over as my office. And since it's completely different and all new, I thought it would be fun to actually show everything that I have since it's been a while. But I know that this part isn't that interesting. Nobody really cares, so we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. All right, so we're gonna start behind me, right behind me on the couch here. This is my fruits basket little shelf section. Right now it is cat proofed, but one day they'll probably be released from these boxes. So we're just gonna start over here on the shelf. I have a couple of my large like vintage Beanie Babies, the big ones, the ones that go with fruits basket. So I have a bowl which doesn't really fit Hatsuharu, but you know, it's the only one they had. I have the snake for Ayame. I put him next to Ayame. The dragon out for Hattori. And then we'll scoot back over here. So luckily a lot of my fruits basket stuff were gifts. Since the reboot happened, it was really easy to find merch. So I'm very lucky to have all of these things. I have the fruits basket Sanrio collab. I believe that was an exclusive to Boxed Lunch. So I have the milk carton, that was a gift, as well as the makeup bag. I also have these shoes. Toru's shoe is kind of hidden. If you hear the jangling of a bell, that is Toru, my cat. But the shoes were also a gift. I do not wear them. They're also too big for me. But anyway, back to here. Let's scoot in a little bit. I believe I got this little keychain from like Amazon or something. And then let's get him to focus a little bit. I do have the Yuki figure, which I got from Ray as a gift. And then if you saw my Techo haul video, then you would see that I got this cute little acrylic stand with Toru, Kyo, and Yuki. I also have this guy. He's actually a business card holder. It's Yuki. I also have the Kyo one. These guys are from Hot Topic. I don't believe you can get them anymore, but they are so cute. And then of course my actual collection of fruits basket manga. These are the OG ones. I collected these when I was a teenager and they have stayed with me this whole time. And Kyo is actually signed by Jerry Jewell. I believe that's the only one I was able to get signed so far. And then I made this cross stitch of Toru and Kyo. Moving on to the next box, we already talked about these guys. I also have these random keychains I believe I got from Amazon. They don't have a good spot right now while they're in cat-proof mode, so they're just there. And then I also have this sticker, which if I can find the artist for this, I got it off of Etsy, which I have in a frame here. There we go. I have these 6 pages here. These are actually from, I believe it's the 2022 Fruits Basket calendar that came out. And I just have Toru, Kyo, Yuki, Shigori, Hattori, and Ayame because they're my favorites. I used to have them in my old room all up, but obviously I don't have as much space for that now. So I just have these guys up. And then I got this Fruits Basket poster, I believe from Five Below, I think, about a year ago. So that is my fruits basket stuff. You're gonna see a lot of plushies around. I do have my random plushies hanging out. So I have my Build-A-Bear Eeyore over here. And right next to Fruits Basket, I have this vintage, I believe it's 2006 calendar, which I do change every so often. I am very gentle with it because it is pretty fragile actually. And I got this randomly at a comic book store just out of nowhere. We found that, so it came home with me. And then I got this Crimson Peak poster at Teco this year. Crimson Peak is one of my favorite movies, and it was like a clearance item, and she also the artist really liked Crimson Peak, so I was like, I gotta take this off your hands. And then I have this Ryoko wall scroll. It's from Otaku Box. I have a couple of these. I kind of just kept it because it's Ryoko and I love her, but I'm always willing to kind of replace these ones because I don't really know Otaku Box's ethics when it comes to like if it's fake or not, or if it's stolen or whatever. But in the meantime, it's filling a space. This is also where I keep all of my yarn and stuff, in this little corner kind of out of the way. Up here I have a little hammock of stuffed animals. These are kind of my little random ones. I have a Puff Pails cow. I have a bunch of these guys as well. I have some Smushy Mushies. I have a couple of Squishmallows. They just kind of live up there as just my random little favorites, little hammock. Moving on to this shelf. Let me back up here. Excuse me, Toru. Excuse me, Toru. This is my K-pop shelf. This is like my music shelf for any music merch that I have, which is strictly just Taylor Swift and K-pop. My Taylor Swift stuff is here on the bottom. I also have my Switch here. It's kind of the best place to keep that for now. Basically just the albums. I have some friendship bracelets and somewhat random little merch like the Eras Tour movie popcorn bucket, and then some 1989 Taylor's version posters. I also have, this is a vintage red era notebook that I have from when I was a kid. I also have, for all the Swifties out here, I do have my little travel-sized Wonderstruck perfume. I don't know where my full-size one is. I'm sure it got lost to time, but I do still have the travel size, so there's that. This K-pop shelf is definitely going to change over time. I'm not loving it the way it is now, but it's kind of just what it is at the moment. So for K-pop, it's basically just 17 and Cat's Eye. And then I also, if you saw my Toy Palooza video, I got this cute little flocked My Little Pony, vintage My Little Pony, and I just felt like it was perfect with the Cat's Eye stuff. So the organization's not amazing here, as I am kind of rearranging it and figuring out how I want it to be, but I arranged a bunch of photo cards in this frame for Cat's Eye, and then I have one album of 17 and I have Cat's Eye's album, and I have Wanu and his little photo book right there, and then this is my flip book for 17. The glare is horrible over here. Let me see if I can, there we go, angle up a little bit. I have Ming Hao right now because he is very quickly becoming my favorite. And then I have Wanu. I have them all on here, Woozy, DK, all of my biases, so I can flip these whenever I want to look at the next one. And then up top here, I have this Akali figure. If I can get it to There we go. I have this beautiful Akali figure that we found randomly at an exchange. She didn't have a box or anything, but I felt like it worked over here because it's KDA, which is technically K-pop. And then I have my little Ari sticker in the background. Again, this is probably going to change, and I want to get her a black light because she actually glows under black light. It's super cool, so I want to get her own black light. I also have this snake sticker, which I may have to censor since there's a whole nipple out. And then again, because I want to move this because you can't see Yuki very well, but I have this Yuki poster from Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Actually, I think it's The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya is technically what it's from. And then I also have an Ami Ami little freebie, little poster guy, whatever comes with those, because this was so cute, so I had to put it up. And then I also have this random, I didn't have a good place to put this since I don't really have like a Magical Girls shelf, so this will probably move, but it is Ichigo from Tokyo Mew Mew. I've had this forever. I got it from Tecco years ago. Above this little doorway into Ray's room, I have my Albedo posters. So two of these, the two wall scrolls on the side, are from Otaku Box, but they are pretty, so I kept them. And then I recently picked up this Albedo fan art from Tecco. If you saw my Tecco video, then you have already seen this. It is so gorgeous, so I had to put it up with all of her friends. And then I have this Code Geass wall scroll. And this is, I only have two wall scrolls in here and both have men on them, which is not normal for me. But this one was so cool. We saw it at the exchange. It was like $5 or whatever. And it's so cool. And it's kind of living over here at the moment. It used to be behind all my clamp stuff, but I recently moved all my clamp stuff, so they are going to live there for now until I find a better place for it. I also have Toru's cat tree right here. This is just her little corner. On my doors here, I have a Jabril just to add a little something to these doors, otherwise they're very plain. This is another poster from Otaku Box, and I kind of changed this one out. I just changed it for the new year. I had a Christmas Shinon one up a couple of weeks ago, and then all of my Tecco, my ribbon collecting I have here. Up above the doors, if we can get a good look, of a panty and a stocking over here. I'll get a better view of it. These are from the same artist that made my Crimson Peak one. These ones were also clearance, and they're holographic and they're so pretty, and I had to get them. There we go. They're so cute. I don't love them here, but they just kind of work moment. But there they are. And then in the middle I have these little magnetic things that are my, like, from my sticker clubs that I subscribe to on Patreon. And I will put up those tags, so if you want to go shopping at these people's shops, you can. Their art is so amazing. And then speaking of, we will move on to the next. The majority of these are an artist named Marmwa, and some of these will have to be censored, so I'm not really zooming in. So most of these are going to be from an artist called Marmwa, and half of these are from a artist called Ray XE. Both of these I was part of like their sticker club. I have so many stickers from them. They're so amazing. And this whole area, if I can back up enough, is like our TV area, because this still functions as a living room. So right above the stickers I have my Oran Host Club poster, which is signed by about half of the host club as I've been able to meet them. Some of the people I met before I got this poster, so that's a bit unfortunate. And then above them is going to be my Magical Girls, but mostly Madoka Magical figures. So I have a Mani figure up there with a phone case of Kyubey that is signed by Cassandra Lee Morris. And then I have Hamura and Motica as well up on the next one, and then another mommy figure, my favorite mommy figure. It is so cool with her little charm necklace underneath her. And then this poster from the Madoka Magica movie right below it. It's the closest thing I have to like a Magical Girl shelf, so Ichigo might go in that empty space up there eventually. Not sure yet. It's always a work in progress. And then in this corner, I just have a little Atago and Takao from Azur Lane fan art poster. It's so cute. This wall is really weird because you can't really see it from the couch, so it's weird to put stuff here. And then we're just gonna look at the table real quick before we move on to the next wall. So apart from the TV, I have this little section for Overwatch. I have this little Diva, and I have a little Mercy, which got scooted over by the cat. There it is. And then I have this like vintage Overwatch loot box. It's actually a light that turns on with the Overwatch symbol. It actually projects that onto the ceiling. I actually found this recently at the exchange for like a few bucks. It was like new in box, and it's just such a cute little thing from back in the day when Overwatch was, you know, like you had to buy loot boxes. Then I have my Xbox Series S, and I also have the PlayStation 3 in here, mostly because we use it to watch DVDs on. And I have this from an artist called Puffy. This is her evil Macabun plush, which is discontinued now, but I do love him. So I'm super lucky that I got him. And then I have my thermal printer right behind him because there isn't really a good place for it. And scooting out is one of my favorite things ever. This is a Nekopara game mat, or like mouse pad. And it is so cute. I love it. Cinnamon is my favorite, and I also love Maple. It's such a good one. This is also where I keep my laptop. Now I don't have a desk in my room, and I have a laptop anyway, so it just kind of lives there when I'm not using it. But let's move on to more interesting stuff. This next wall has some more posters. So this is a Taiga poster that we bought, I believe, when we met Cassandra Lee Morris at Sangawa the last time we went there. So we bought this poster from her, and she signed it. And then I have this little promotional thing for Kami-sama Kiss, and then this beautiful little cowgirl here. I believe, I can't remember the artist, but I will definitely try to tag her. And moving on top of this shelf, which is my manga shelf, also my printer just has a random Squishmallow on it. It doesn't have a great place to live, so it lives there. This is my manga shelf. So starting at the top, I have a couple of Pushins. This Pushin is a dinosaur, and then I have just this like little guy. This is an Ouran Host Club wallet that I would use, except that it is signed. I believe it is signed by Todd Habercorn, I think. So I can't use it now, but it just stays on display over here. Alrighty, and then behind that wallet is this cute little purse, which I got at Three Rivers Comic-Con earlier this year. I decided to stop using it because it was getting a little bit kind of gross, so I decided to put it on display instead. And then right next to it, I have this really cute Stingray plush. It's from a Jungle Sorbet, And then I have my, if you've seen in previous room tours, I don't have that many. This is my plague rat puppet, and he blends into the background, so he's a little hard to see, but he is a plague rat. Then moving on down, before we get onto here, I do have this really beautiful Mau Mau print from Apothecary Diaries, and it is signed by Mau Mau's voice actor. I bought this from her. If you saw my Techo unboxing, I still need to get a frame for her. It's been hard to find one that truly fits, but that is the next thing I need to get a frame for. Anyway, here is all of my manga. This is my first shelf, which I have my Gushing Over Magical Girls acrylic stands here. They're all just like maids or waitresses, I guess. It is so cute. I love them so much. It's such a good anime if you like a kind of ecchi, very mature anime with magical girls. I highly recommend it. It is so good. So my first row here of manga is some of my favorite ones. So I have Loveless, I have Papillon, Blackbird, Kitchen Princess, Keichua Maid-sama, and Tiara up here. And then on my next shelf, I have this figure of Celty. Is my, I think it's my first figure I ever bought, let alone one from a convention, is this OG Celty figure. And then I also have my Break Time Power figure here as well, where she's holding her cat. I love Power. So I have the Ariza manga, Paradise Kiss, Chibi Vampire, Shugochera, this Cheeky Brat manga, which is like an old manga I used to like read back in the day, but I didn't know its English translation name and found it recently. Yakuza Lover, which is such a good manga. I can't wait to collect the rest of it. It is, I mean, a Yakuza manga. It has like an old, like early, like 2000s manga art style that is so pretty. I love it so much. The first volume of Horimiya. This one, My Boss is a Giant, is so good. Alice in the Country of Hearts and Clover. The K-On! Manga, If I Could Reach You, Tokyo Mew Mew, and Citrus. And the next level, I have my Wish figure of Taiga. Still love her, still beautiful to this day. I also have, I believe this is I-29 from Kante Collection. And then a little pop figure of Yugi. And some of the manga I have on here is Kiss Him Not Me, Kill La Kill's first volume, Girlfriends, this OG box set of like the first 4 volumes of Peach Girl, Persona 5, Toradora, Sankoreya, Strawberry Panic, and then a couple of random ones. And then here on the bottom, we have our collection of omnibuses for Death Note, and here is Toru, now that we're close to the ground. But here's Death Note, and then I just have, as I'm collecting more manga, this is, hold on. No ma'am. This is my little collection of dinosaur plushies. These 3 are squishables, and this is actually a Disney Magic Kingdom one. So that is this manga shelf. And right next to the manga shelf, I have my beautiful Power fan art poster, which was made by an artist called Beeftopia. And then I have my Ouran Host Club I Hate Rich People fan art as well. And then on this window, I have my Persona 5 Joker wall scroll, which was Ray's and is now mine because I love him so much. And then this is like my biggest like figure shelf where the majority of my figures live. So right over here, I have my Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya figures. These are the only 2 I've ever gotten from Mandarake. They're so cute and they're doing their little concert. I also have a little tiny Celty here. Right behind them, I have my Ryoko from Kill La Kill. I have Nino from Quintessential Quintuplets. She's one of the sitting like ramen topper ones. My Chocola and Cinnamon pop-up parades, and also this cinnamon keychain lives with her. And then we have Edward Scissorhands, the Bishoujo figure. This is, I never remember her full name, but this is a character from a couple of Cuckoos, which I bought in California. And then my two beautiful Azur Lane figures. Can't wait to get more Azur Lane figures, but it is Ninghai and Pinghai. I have unboxings for both of them on my channel if you are interested in seeing these. And then I have this Be Cute Shinon bunny girl figure. I love her so much. She has like real fishnets on. She is so pretty. I believe I also have an unboxing for her on my channel as well. Most of these do have an unboxing of some kind on my channel if you are willing to go look for it. And then right below them is my K-On figures. The K-On figures are kind of my pride and joy. I love them so much. They live here now. They were out in the open. I love having them displayed like they're putting on a concert. Unfortunately, Toru loves Ritsu and really likes to try to knock her over. So they live here now. They are safe here. But I have Ritsu. She is kind of a pain in the ass no matter what though. Her figure is somewhat poorly designed because there are no connecting pieces. It's just very fragile pieces kind of precariously sitting on a base. So she's kind of poorly designed to begin with, but I love her anyway. Mio, Yui, Azusa, and Mugi all together. And then I also have little tiny keychain versions of them as well. They don't sit very well, so they just kind of live here. Underneath that is my light novel shelf. I kept all of my, obviously, all of my physical light novels that I owned, even to this day. I am very proud of this collection. Right in front here, sorry, hear me stomping around, is some more Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya stuff. These are just little figure guys and also the like club president armband thing. I have my Switch games here as well, but I have Toradora, the Haruhi Suzumiya series, Sword Art Online, all of the Monogatari series. This isn't all of them. I'm missing like 3 or 4 volumes because it is still coming out, but this is like the majority. And then also my Shoujo Beat magazines that I have. I also have a couple of like Pokemon cards here. I have my little Might Yena card and also my really beautiful Falafi, but I just don't have a good place to display these guys, so that's why they're kind of living like this. If I can get it to focus, there we go, Might Yena and Falafi. So they just kind of live here a little bit. They move around. And then I just have some random like plushies down here. I have Morgana from Persona 5. I have a Kirby. I have this very, very cute Triceratops. I have an Eeyore, and then really squished under here is a bird. I got him from the aviary here in Pennsylvania. Moving on to one of the bigger changes I made recently, actually, is my clamp shelf. See if I can fit the whole shelf in the shot here. It's kind of big. I Here we go. For the most part, this is it. So all of my DVDs and manga specifically for Clamp are right here. I actually recently just got this Wish volume. And then my 2 little Cuposket Cardcaptor Sakuras. I also have this really beautiful sticker that I kind of sort of framed for Cardcaptor Sakura, the Code Geass box set for like volume 1. And if you guys have been here a while, you know that Cece is one of my favorite waifus. So I have this figure of her for, it was like an Alice in Wonderland one, and she's the Cheshire Cat. I have this volume, it's collector's edition of Cardcaptor Sakura. It's volume 3. I actually found this at like on clearance at a Half Price Books. And then I have these 2 C2 figures that are my absolute favorite. This bunny girl, and then in her like Lelouch outfit, I believe is what it is. So pretty, love them. Above them, I do have some more art too. I have Nico from League of Legends, and a Symmetra from Overwatch, also Tracer from Overwatch, and Tamamo from Fate Grand Order, I believe is what she's from. And down on these is just gonna be a whole plushie shelf, so let me back up so we can see it a little better. Ugh. Here we go. It's mostly just gonna be Pokemon. I have 2 Galarian Ponytas. I have a Fuecoco, Haunter's back there, Snorlax, my Sitting Cuties of the whole Mareep line, who are my favorite, and a little Sitting Cuties Lapras. I love the Sitting Cuties. And then all of my Build-A-Bear Eevee evolutions. So I have Eevee, Jolteon, Vaporeon, Leafeon, Glaceon, and Sylveon and Espeon. I didn't manage to get Umbreon or Flareon yet. And I think that's everybody. Then I have the Toru's little ears in there. I have the Growlithe and the a little like Mimikyu and a shiny Vaporeon. We are almost done here. This is the last shelf. I have my little CD player, and then I also have my squishables of my little Baphomet and my little Jersey Devil. I also have the little like fruit bat guy or whatever he is. My little tiny Wooloo, a little shark guy I got for Christmas, love him, and a what is this? Like a bull, like a buffalo, and it's also a Beanie Baby, one of the jumbo ones. This is also where I have all of my graphic novels and comics as well. So Sunstone is all here, and Snot Girl, my 2 favorites, and then I have a bunch of Harley Quinn. I also have my Tarot Witch of the Black Rose comics living up here. Underneath is kind of just my little work shelf, I guess is the best way to call it. All my like business stuff. I also have my Build-A-Bear Bulbasaur, and then all of my little smut books I have under there as well. Just my little whatever shelf. And then I also have my giant Build-A-Bear Glisten also down here in the corner. She doesn't have a great place to live, so that's where she's living currently. In this cabinet is all my Sailor Moon stuff, but right above them are all of my Build-A-Bear My Little Ponies that I've been collecting. If you've been here a while, you've seen them. Here they all are as I slowly collect the rest of them. And right below it, like I said, is my Sailor Moon cabinet. So let me open it up so we can really take a look at what's all in here. So here in the Sailor Moon cabinet, I have a little mug, and then all of my Glitter and Glamour Sailor Moon figures. So I have a bunch of Sailor Moons. I have Sailor Mercury, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn was the last one I got, and Jupiter. Right behind them, it's hard to see, but it is the mangas to Sailor Moon is right behind them. And then I have this really pretty Princess Serenity Moon figure. I would like to eventually get the Chibi Moon one that goes with it. It's a really similar style, but it's Chibi Moon with Pegasus. These guys are my absolute favorite. That's why they're up here. They're so easy to see and I love them. But if you know, you've been here a while, you know I have a big old beef with these stands that they're on, but it's fine. They live in a cabinet, so they're okay. Then right below here, I have these prize figures, like the OG prize figures for Sailor Moon, which I recently just got Sailor Mars. So finally we have like the main of 5, the Inner Scouts. And you know, one day I will hopefully get Pluto and Saturn, but I do have Uranus and Neptune. I also have this really beautiful mini backpack for Sailor Moon. This pack here is the collection of the 3 movies, the OG like Deke dub for it. And then I also have this Sailor Moon Super S, just one of those individual DVDs. Also the OG like Deke version, which is just what I remember growing up with. So I have just a nostalgic love for it, even if it, you know, kind of sucks. And then right here at the bottom is my Q Posket Sailor Scouts, because I don't have Sailor Moon yet. She was the last one I wanted to get because she has a million different versions, so I'm still deciding, but I have just about everybody else. I still need Pluto, obviously, but I have everybody else, and I keep on coming across Chibi Moon, but I don't know if I want her because I don't really like Chibi Moon. And then I also have some plushies. I have a Luna, I have a Sailor Mars, Sailor Uranus, Chibi Moon, and a Sailor Moon. And this is my entire Sailor Moon collection. It lives here in this cabinet. And that is it for my room. That is everything in it right now. I'm still collecting stuff, still moving stuff around as always. Hopefully we'll get some more figures in the new year, some more manga. So maybe I'll do an updated one next year when we have even more stuff. And that is my entire room. And that is my entire room. We have so many plans for 2025 that I'm sure by the end of this year, my room is again gonna look completely different. We have a bunch of conventions we wanna go to, all that kind of stuff, so many plans. But that is currently what it looks like right now. I love it so much. I hope you guys did too. I hope that it was interesting for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!